Hi, this is Kirk with Forex Strategy Secrets, and we're going to be talking about how to trade accurately and profitably and do it in a short period of time. It doesn't have to take years. It can take a few weeks to start getting a good foundation, and you'll just get better in a short period of time if you use the techniques that I'm going to be sharing with you. First of all, you need to learn the 1551 course material. That's our course material, but if you were to use this for anyone else's material, you have to do the same thing. Learn the material. You got to learn the basics so you can see what's going on. This is where you get the experience in a short period of time is through experience. Once you understand the basics, then you can get better at it. So we're going to show you when to go to Forex Strategy Secrets, and I'm going to show you where the course material is right here. If you log in to forexstrategysecrets.com, go to your products and go down till you find the 1551 trading strategy, then this is what you'll see. You'll see the course material. You'll see some videos on some of the scans that we have available and the simulator, and then long-term trading. And I have some bonus material down here on some other things that will be a lot of help to you. So if this video is posted on here, it will be posted under bonus material. So that's where you can find it if it's here. So that's where you would find that. This is all free. So take advantage of that. There's a lot of information there. And attend the PIP Club on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 9 o'clock Eastern for about an hour. Now we'll show you how to get a lot of experience in a few weeks, not years. Well, no, this is the simulator that we use. This is not our simulator. It's a third party. We found it, and it seems to be working so well. So share it with people so that they can have the same experience. The one thing that I wanted to share with you today in the PIP Club, there was one person who had, they told us that they'd been using the simulator really heavily, about 2 hours a day. And so I would suggest that is probably for every 2 hours doing the simulator, it's got to be at least a week, if not even more, of actual trading time. And so in a week's period of time, you'll have over a month's worth of experience. In 2 weeks, you have almost 2 to 3 months worth of experience. So in a very short period of time, you can get up to speed quickly. But I'm going to show you what to look for in our course material. We use 3 time frames. The course is called 15, 5, and 1. Now, there are a few other things that we look for, but this will give you the basic. This is what's in the course that you can get to. All this is free as far as the material on these videos. So I've got it all set up. I have a 15 pip automatic stop. Every time I take a trade, it's going to put a stop loss on a 15 pips. And you'll see the trades here, and I'll speed it up by moving this lever faster or slower. And I click on this next bar, and then it'll move it along faster if the speed I have it set is not fast enough. So let's get started. Now right here, we're starting in the Asians, what we call the Asian session, Sydney and Tokyo session, and this green is the London session. Then if we trade long enough, we'll be into the US session. I figured that this would get us started. If there's a trade that comes along before we get to the European session, great. If not, then we'll just move along quickly to get over to where we start seeing some trades. So it's what I'm looking for first. I'm looking for the filter to be on the correct side of the zero line, which in this case it is. Then it also has to be on the correct side of this moving average. Then I look up here at this pattern. I want the price bars to be on the same side of both moving averages. If the filter is below here, I want the price to be below on both these also. Then on the 1 minute, you can see that there are 3 moving averages and the price bars are mixed in there. So that tells you really there's nothing to trade. And so we're going to turn this on by clicking this button. We got it at 15 times speed. I'm going to put it up just to go to 29. I guess that's 29 times faster than normal. And so what we're looking for we see this is below, so that's good, but we're looking for the pattern to be correct also. This pattern is not correct, and I'll show you what a good looking pattern looks like as we go along, and if we see one. And so I'm going to click every once in a while across here. Okay, this is barely starting to be a correct pattern. You want to see the 15-minute, which is the silver line, be on the top if we're going short, and it'd just be reversed if you're going long. Then the green one is the 5-minute moving average, and the uh, turquoise one is the 1 moving average. That's the right sequence, but you like to see a better angle. The 15 you can see is a pretty good angle over here. The 5 is going up on both of them. That's not a great signal. So it's what I'm looking for. I want to see a reset. It's been going for a long time, so I want to see it possibly come back up and test the bottom of these lines. And so we'll move along and look for that. So sometimes I have it going too fast and I can miss a trade in simulating. But here's the test that I usually see. I can almost count on it. Most of the time it crosses over until the sequence gets going, it'll cross, it'll come back and test. And as it's even in a trend, it'll move in a direction of the trend, and then it'll test it. Sometimes it goes and touches the moving averages, other times it moves along. And it actually goes across it, or it just looks like it's going to it, and then it turns. So see how this 5-minute hadn't turned yet, it was still going up. And so that's what I'm kind of waiting for. We have, it's still looking squirrely. The 1 minute's back across, and you see divergence. If you know what that is, there's a video in the course material on divergence when you subscribe to the scanner. Now I could take a trade here, and it possibly would just keep on going, but I'm waiting a little bit longer for this to set up properly. Okay, let me just stop this for a minute and see where we're at. It's still really choppy. See, this is not smooth. The moving averages are not lined up yet, and so that's a sign that it's going slow. What if I taken a trade over here? Say what if I taken a trade right there? Well, that the spread is only 1.5. It meant as far as probably 3 or 4 in my favor, and now we're back to a break even. So I really haven't made anything, and so it's not that critical. You just be patient and wait. So let's get started again here. Okay, I need to slow down so I can watch my indicators. So I'm waiting for the indicators to do what they do to tell me it's time to get going on this. So the 15 is below, but it's not the right color. The 5-minute, it's still a little bit above. There, it just went below. It's not the right color on the 15. The 5's not below. Okay, I better get over here to stop it so I can share with you what I'm looking for. It did turn red and was below, but before I got it stopped, it went back blue. There might have been an entry signal over here, possibly. Now, one thing I'm concerned about, see, it's finally getting in the right pattern, and it's finally getting set up over here like is the right pattern. But I'm concerned that this 1 minute's been going for a long time and may need to go back across. I don't know if it will or not, but it has to at some point in time, very briefly, but it has to tick across it to really go. So let's keep an eye on things here. The 15-minute is still, I'll let it turn to male filter, turn blue. The 5 minutes blue, the 1 is across. Okay, so it just went across. Now, if it comes back down, that'll be a good signal to take a trade. So we're looking at the 15 and the 5, 15's above. So you can imagine how we've already been doing this for about an hour's worth of time, maybe an hour and a half. So we're getting a lot of experience. Whether you realize now you're getting experience, the experience is patience is what you're getting. See, it went below. That's what I'm looking for. This is a 4 bar, and this is a 4 bar. So maybe that was a good place to take a trade. So I'm going to take a trade there because that is the setup. It's gone 8 pips against me. I got a 15 pip stop. On the 5-minute, you can see where the stop is. The 15, okay, the 15 finally went correct. It was all right when I did it, but then it jumped back. So you got a good pattern here and a good pattern here. And you can see that I took a little premature, but now it is in the right direction. My stop wasn't taken out. Okay, now what I'm doing is looking for exit signals. There are signals you can do to add on to a trade, but we're only looking for just one trade and managing that as far as the exercise I want to share with you today. See, the 15 minutes still pretty strong. It's a strong zone. The 5-minute, everything's still on the correct side, so there's just a little hesitation, and you can see the 1 minute's actually showing the detail of the hesitation, and it went back across. Now it's starting to come back down. So what I'd like to see is the 5-minute male filter change. So it's starting to get, it's just changing color there. So let me get ready to close that trade when I see the male filter on the 5-minute. Okay, the male filter changed colors. 15 changed colors. That was my exit signal. Could it go farther? Yes. Will I miss out on something? I'm not really concerned about that because I've already locked in 20 pips on that trade, just watching the indicators, and I did get a bad entry because it went against me more than I usually like to see it go against me. It was that next bar right here. That would be the next 5-minute period that would have been better. Now I'm going to stop it again. I want to point out something. If you learn to trust the indicators, and when these change colors, then that means something. It means they're momentum indicators. And if the momentum changes and goes the opposite direction, that's a sign that, hey, maybe take your pips. Now, could we ride through this? Well, yes, we could. We're still up 10 pips. There is a trailing stop on this, and the trailing stop was protecting a little bit of profit, but I wanted to take the profit down here. I told you what I was looking for, and see, this started going back across, so the momentum was really slowing. Everything's on the opposite side right now, so this is a counter trend trade. So this is going up. I'm looking for a re-entry when the signals come back down. So first of all, I'd be looking for the 15 to start changing colors and the 5 to start crossing back below on the male and or the filter to cross back below to take a trade short, another trade. See, it's gone back up 15, 16 pips out of the 20, so I would have lost most of what I had I stayed in. Okay, let me slow this so I can look at it a little bit. Okay, the 15's gone across and it's below the line, so that's not really a good signal as far as wanting to get in. Let's just keep on going here at this fast pace. Now, if you're doing this, just learning, you probably do it a little bit slower, and you can move it faster or slower. Many times I'm doing it 8 or 11. as the speed, but I'm wanting to get this such that you can see what's happening and get the 15 to set up. Look at the button. Okay, we're across here. This is a 4-bar, and we got a 4-bar here. So I'm going to take a sell trade right there. I would have preferred to take it just a pip earlier, but that's close enough. Now I'm going to start it. The stop already comes on. When you enter a trade properly, then it most of the time doesn't go back against you. The other one we took, it went against us because I was taking it too quickly. The way it's set up is the trailing stop will start trailing. As soon as it moves 1 pip positive, it will pull that closer. So right now it's only, if we lose anything, it'll be less than 9 pips. 15 still okay. The 5 is still okay. 5 changed colors. Everything still looks good. 15 still a strong zone. The 5, if it gets a male filter on the 5, that would be a concern to me. The 1 minute's going across. See, it's right up to now we're basically at a break even. If the 5 hasn't changed yet, so we may take a loss on this. Yeah, that's a concern to me right there. So I'm going to take that loss. Could we have taken a profit out of that? What did we do? We took a 5 pip loss, and it was 8 pips in our favor. Now I'm going to stop and show you another thing you have to be aware of when you're managing your trades. Which time frame do you manage on? Right here, I was waiting for the male filter. When it hit, by the time I saw it, I could have been 2 pips less on the loss. But I could, if I'd been managing on this 1 minute, I would have been out for sure about right here. Would have given me a couple of pips profit. So you can see how fast you can get experience doing this. That's the reason for this video. It's not that I can show you that I can make pips every time. I could have made pips here, but I'm talking and want to show you how things work. Okay, now I'm going to speed this up again. I'm waiting for the 15-minute to get ready again. See, we're still in the counter trend trade, so I don't want to trade unless the 15-minute goes back across. But I want this pattern to be correct also, not just because it went up, but I want the pattern to be right. See, the pattern's not right. It goes up and it's still fighting to get going. So I better slow it down just a little bit. Otherwise, I may miss a trade going long because I've got it going so fast. Okay, the 15's right. It's on the right side. The 5's right, but I don't like this pattern right here. And this pattern's not a strong pattern over here. Potentially, I think that it'll probably come back down and test before it goes long. We'll see if it does. I'll wait until that's a 4-bar again. I don't know if it happens this bar or the next bar. Okay, I saw that go a 4-bar and all this was correct. But I wanted to show you what you look for when you see those signals. Take them. And it's still strong now on the 5 and the 15. So it went down, changed, and now we started changing directions after the pattern got closer. Still not a great pattern, but it's starting to go across. Uh, I don't know whether it'll come back down and take me out or not. I'm going to keep my finger on the button to close it. I'm going to slow it down some more so I can keep an eye on it. We're still up about 5 pips. That 1 minute is looking a little weak. This one I don't want to lose on. So unless it gaps down, we'll close before it gets to 0. Okay, now we're up 7. Okay, it's a 4 bar on the 1 minute again. Okay, this went male filter, changed colors. And so I closed the trade. Based on when that changed color, I didn't even look to see what was happening over here. I just took whatever pips were in the market. Okay, that's how you do simulated trading. That's how you get a lot of experience in a short period of time. We've traded for 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 hours. We've taken a couple of trades, wins, losses, and then this tool actually keeps track of what you've won or lost. We made money there, lost money there, made money there. Because only had the 3 trades. So we're net profitable. And then there's a graph that'll show you what you're doing, win, loss, win. And so it's a great tool. So that's what I want to show you is how to get a lot of experience in a short period of time. And we've only been doing this for the actual trading for less than 30 minutes because we had the first part. So 20, 25 minutes has all we've been doing the simulation. So that's what I'm going to do is open it up for questions. So how I choose a pair in real life, this is my trend tracker. I have a one on the smaller time frames also, but this is on the 1 hour time frame. What am I looking for? I'll show you briefly what I'm looking for. There's a little more elaborate way that we do it, but I'll show you the basics, which the scans are based on that. I look at what side that 1 hour moving average is on, and I look at which side the filter is on and the color. So I wouldn't even look at this. It shouldn't take any more than 3 seconds to figure out which way you're going to be trading. See, neither one of those are good. This one, okay, this one 3.5 hours ago had a signal right here. It was across that 0 line. It was on the right side of the moving average, and it moved about 100 pips. It was in the last 3 hours. Here's one that moved in the European session. See, it's below. It's below. That's how we choose which pairs we're going to use. Then we pick 2 or 3 that are the best looking, and then just look at those. Don't keep on looking at all the rest and going back and forth. Just stay on those 2 or 3. If one of them is not that great, then drop it and just stay on the 2. One, if it's really good, stay on 1. If 2 are pretty good and going close to the same and easy to manage, then use 2. That's how we decide which pairs we're going to trade during a live session. So you can use this scan, the 1 hour, to tell you which side of the filter 0 line it's on and which side of the moving average it's on. and that's where you can determine which pairs you may want to trade. Once those scans go off, then those are the one or two pairs that you would be looking at. Okay, so here's the link. Let's see, get rid of that, minimize this. Okay, that same link is right here. It's right on our website. This is free information here. That's where you go buy it. It's $99. It's a one-time purchase. After that, it's yours. You can use it on our material, anyone's material that fits on a MetaTrader platform. And so it's a great tool if you really want to learn how to trade.